What's going on YouTube? So here I am at the 2022 Chicago Auto Show, continuing our coverage here, and I've got with me none other than the new BMW iX, their full electric crossover at the top end of the lineup. This is a very premium crossover, but today I'm not even just with that. I'm actually with the new M60 model. So this is the performance model. It's got the most horsepower, the most torque, the highest performance of the iX lineup. And we're gonna go ahead and dive right in and take a first look at this new product. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the exterior design. So this, of course, has a pretty controversial design. I know when I saw the pictures, I was, kind of shocked at it, but here in person, especially with this M60 model, I think it actually looks a lot better. One of the things I'm noticing is with this M60 model, we're taking a lot of these design elements and kind of blending it in nicely. It is full black, so we're kind of in like a full stealth mode, and we've got those big signature kidney grills. As you know, BMW has kind of moved to making these kidneys very large. It has got this kind of triangular design. Obviously, it's going to be sealed off because you really don't need much in the way of airflow, even for this performance model. Speaking of sealed off, one of the cool elements that I've noticed about this model, is that the hood is actually sealed, and underneath of that, this is how you access the wiper fluid if you want to refill that. But let's continue on with our headlights. Of course, you would expect nothing less for a premium brand like BMW. Have beautiful, very advanced LED headlights. I love this design. There's like a nice blue accent in there as well. And then down in this lower area, we do have real vents, of course, functional for aerodynamics, but I do like that they've done this kind of like texture that runs through here as it pushes the air up into the vents. That looks really, really nice. Now, as I squat down here and take a look at our wheels, we do have 22-inch alloy wheels. Again, really, really great looking design. Mostly black, but we do have just enough contrast to make it pop. So I'm a big fan of how this kind of blends with the overall aesthetic of the exterior. And you do have your blue ring around the BMW, signifying that this is full electric, and we've got the M Performance brakes as well, because you're going to want to slow down after I tell you how much horsepower this has. You do need to slow down from that, that's for sure. Now, taking a look here at the side of this model, if you're wondering how this fits into the BMW lineup, you can think of this as roughly the same size as an X5. Actually, there's an X5 back there in the background. It is about that same size, so you're looking at kind of a mid-size dimension with 2 rows of seating. The handles here, the door handles, they're going to be kind of recessed underneath, so you kind of reach in and grab an electronic switch there. So that's a pretty cool detail. And we'll just keep on going on into the back here. Again, this has a pretty controversial design, but I do like how this M60 has really brought a lot of the design elements together. This does look better than the standard version, in my opinion. As you can see, big BMW branding right there in the middle. Cool 3-dimensional taillights that are very, very thin, so they just kind of cut in real sharply. And you have the blacked out M60 branding, so I do like the way this looks. Plus, one of the slick things about this is when I open up the tailgate, this is a clamshell tailgate, so I do like the look when you have that cohesive thing where you don't have to see the cut. You've got the full opening here. Again, you're gonna be looking at probably roughly X5 amount of cargo area, though I don't have the exact dimension. And there should be, yeah, there is. So there's actually a very deep storage area back here in the cargo area. All right, I'm going to talk about the specifications over here at the charge port. All right, so now I'm over here at the charge port. I'll open that up. You can take a look at this, but this is where I want to talk about the performance, because of course, with an electric vehicle, you can't really open the hood and look at it that way, so we might as well talk about it right here. With the M60 model, the boost in performance is going to, when in the standard M50i was already very powerful, so this is going to take you to a whole new level. 610 horsepower, 811 pound-feet of torque. So that's really phenomenal numbers. I don't have the exact 0 to 60, but as far as the one that's significantly less powerful, that can go 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. So you're looking at probably low 3-second range for this model, which is going to be very, very impressive. And right there with the fastest electric vehicles money can buy. As far as the battery capacity, most of the models are going to have 106 kilowatt hour battery. They're all going to come standard with all-wheel drive, no matter which one you choose. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this interior here. Of course, you got the frameless glass windows on board with the door. And I should mention, before I forget, we do have 300 miles of range, and we do have the ability with DC fast charging to add 90 miles of range in just 10 minutes. I did forget to say that, even though I was talking about the charge port. It's been a long day here at the Chicago Auto Show. But let's shut up the door here and take a look at this interior, because, wow, it makes a great first impression. Not only is it very futuristic, but of course, as you'd expect for a BMW, it is top-notch as far as interior quality is concerned. So starting out with materials in this interior, beautiful full leather dashboard all throughout here. We've got this little plant here, which I'm assuming means that this leather is vegan and plant-based. And as we come over through here, we do have the real aluminum vents. The screens, I'll talk about those in just a second, but I just love the way they kind of float up on this stick. Very cool design element. As we kind of come down to the console, more leather, more aluminum. We also have this really nice wood accent through here as well. Taking a look over at the door trim, I do want to talk about that as well. Glass controls, I love that on other BMW products, and they do come on board with this model as well. So that's really cool. You obviously have massaging abilities, all the ways of adjustment, everything you expect to see in a high-end BMW, including just tons and tons of leather. And then this whole front panel is going to be basically a fabric material speaker grille, and then you also have the little metal finish at the top section of it as well. And the seats, how can we not talk about the seats? Now in this model, this is since it's the sport model, we've got the full black interior. I have seen pictures of like a two-tone contrast. That is really awesome looking, but these seats still look awesome even in full black. They're all one piece. We have the beautiful quilting that comes all through here, and one of the things I really like, BMW is quilting the bolsters too. So this is basically quilted from all the way, kind of wraps around like that. No one else is doing that as far as I remember. Got your start stop button and a really cool glass control shifter. So that is beautiful detail, and all this stuff just feels incredibly high quality. All right, Mason got in so we can take a closer look at these displays. So you've got the dual displays. They're not the same size. This one's 12.3. This is, of course, your gauge cluster. Very nice and in my view. And then you got this display, 14.9 inches. As soon as I got in, it's really like shockingly good graphics. I mean, we're full like iPad level right now. I've never seen graphics like quite as vivid. They kind of come off of the display. They're almost three-dimensional. I really love that. And obviously this display is going to be super sensitive. It looks to be running a special version of the Idrive system. And just like with other BMWs, you can use the controller down here, which is made of glass, and you can like see through to the wood below. Just the gorgeous details inside of this cabin. As far as other cool things to point out, the steering wheel, look at this. It's basically like a square, so that's pretty cool. You have really thick bolsters, feels nice in the hand. I'm glad it still has a top though. You know, BMW is showing Tesla, you can still make a cool steering wheel and, you know, keep it having a top instead of just the little pegs on the side. And then one of the other cool details is going to be up here at the top. We do have electrochromic dimming on this. So if you press this button, it's going to tint this. So you've got the full glass. You don't need a sunshade because you can turn it into opaque and none of the sunlight's going to come in. And then you can turn it off and have that full sunlight come in and light up this beautiful cabin. And before I get into the back and show you what it's like back there, I do want to mention interior storage. So that's what our center console looks like. Of course, like with a lot of electric vehicles, you're really going to have a lot more flexibility in packaging. And one of those things you're going to notice is this right here. You're not going to see this on an X5. You've got this huge pass-through area with nothing here. So you can get in. If you were a female, for instance, you could throw your big purse down there or whatever, and you have a perfect place for it. You've also got your cup holders. You have your nice storage right here, since this also is a pass-through area. So of course the back area is also going to be very cool. I love the glass roof when I'm back here, and some of the things I'm noticing. Space, fully flat floor, seats are very, very soft and plush, so I'm super, super comfortable back here. I could definitely see road tripping in this. I I've also got a lot of rear amenities, so I've got 2 USB Type-Cs in the backs of each seat back. I've got my vents, of course. There are also vents on the pillars as well. Heated seats. Doesn't appear I have seat ventilation, but there's a blank button, so I'm wondering if one of the other models has seat ventilation. I'm not sure about that, but I do still at least have climate controls no matter what. And then I've got my cup holders, which will pop out of the end of this armrest. All right, so pricing and availability of this. So we're starting at $83,100 with availability in Q1. That's going to be for the M50 model, which is the base model of this iX. Now, this specific one, this is going to be launching in June. So really, all of these are going to be on sale pretty soon at your local BMW dealer, so stay tuned. $105,100 for this, plus you also have a $995 destination, so you're looking at $106,000 for this high-performance electric BMW crossover. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up all the things I need to talk about with this brand new BMW iX. I hope you enjoyed this first look. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because it's not going to be that long before we can hopefully get our hands on one of these and sample it fully. Also, be sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram as well for our short form content, and take care.